So we haven't seen all the facts yet, according to Ryan Reynolds. Hi and welcome to Film Talk. I'm Kersti Flo, and here on my channel I talk about my good and bad experiences in Hollywood and working as an entertainment reporter, and a lot about Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds and Justin Baldoni and everyone else that's involved in the crazy It Ends With Us drama. So first of all, thank you guys so much for sending me so many nice messages and helping me trying to get rid of my cold faster. I'm getting there slowly. Today's a little bit better. So thank you so much for all your amazing tips. And thanks for sending me tips about whatever's going on out there. I really appreciate it. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode of Flawsome Talk. So Blake and Ryan has been so busy exhausting us with their appearances lately. On Thursday, they were at Time 100 Most Influential People Gala in New York. And Blake was having a speech in front of everyone, talking about her mom, blah, 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 that everyone's like, what? On Saturday, they showed up in Wales, cheering on Ryan Reynolds' football team or soccer team, Wrexham. They were all over the place, all over the arena, taking photos of themselves with people and videos and posting everywhere on social media and being like, woohoo! They were PDAing all over the place, kissing and showing the world how much they love each other and how strong and united they are. On Sunday, the day after, they were back in New York at the red carpet for another Simple Favor premiere in New York. First of all, I could never do anything like that, go back and forth like that to Europe in like 24 hours. That's exhausting. And if you already run down by all the stress and trauma you've experienced in your life, I find it so hard to believe that you can do something like that. And also, being in public all the time is exhausting. But Blake is loving it. She is loving the attention. Ryan is loving the attention. He's getting tanner by the minute. So many people have commented on his tan. And I was thinking the other day, he's kind of turning into RFK. I wonder if they're using the same spray tanned company, because he is getting darker and darker. Yeah, so on Sunday night, they were back in New York and their friends were there to support them. Hugh Jackman stepped out, even Emily Blunt, which, I like Emily Blunt. It sucks that she showed up at that and gave them a hug and was so excited to see Ryan Reynolds. And Kendrick was there and she looked so miserable again. This must be so horrific for her. When you look at little micro moments of the videos that have been released, you can just see her face going like, oh, she just does not want to be there. She just does not want to be next to Blake. And of course, Blake is getting all the attention all the time. And Anna is just in the background. Everyone's like, let's see how annoyed Anna Kendrick is. And I'm sure for Ryan and Blake to be able to fly to Wales and back to New York again in such a short amount of time, they had to fly private. And of course, that goes against all the policies that Ryan Reynolds signed at the UN just a month ago. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later. But anyways, the hypocrisy here is just so absurd. And just the fact that Blake is out and about like this, as I said yesterday, it's so bad for her lawsuit. I remember when I sued the Golden Globes, one of the things that they used against me was saying that I was successful. And I couldn't prove that they had caused me any harm because I had won a journalism award. That's something that they use against me. Not that that could pay my bills, obviously, but they used that against me to say that I didn't suffer anything. And it's exactly what they're going to use against Blake Lively here. She hasn't suffered anything, like the CEO of the Time 100 Gala said.
I think she's having a great year.
She's having a great year. I find it so interesting how they're whispering things to each other always on the red carpet before they meet the fans.
I heard that. I can lip read.
And now when I see the fans showing up at these events wanting autographs, it just makes me like Ryan Reynolds is saying to the fans, oh, hold on here, don't push each other. And then he says, I just care about your safety, not mine. I'm not Like, what? That's such BS. Ryan Reynolds looks really annoyed in this little clip.
I like golf. Let's go, Ryan. Oh, careful.
Guys, come on, man. Not in this face.
Don't hurt Mr. Reynolds.
Everybody back up.
Oh,
We love you, man. Thank you.
see you, man. I know. How was Wales?
Yeah, he does not want to be there. He's so over it at this point. He's just on autopilot, pretending to be a supportive husband. I don't believe this for a second. And the thing is, most mainstream media is buying it, and they're just writing about it like, look how beautiful they look, and they look so happy together. And it's funny though, because as I said, this is really bad for her case. And there's a photo of Paul Feig and his wife, who we know is a huge fan of Blake Lively, because when they were in South by Southwest, she was posing as a fan behind the barricades. But this time, Paul Feig let his wife go in front of the barricades and onto the red carpet with him. I love how she's paying tribute to Blake Lively by wearing all florals. I feel like everyone around them at this event, at the premiere, was just acting really awkward. It's just so fake. It's just a show of fakeness at this point. It's ridiculous. And People magazine, of course, Ryan and Blake's biggest reporter, did a story on Ryan Reynolds on Saturday saying that they asked him about his wife. And he said to People magazine, "I don't know that I've met somebody stronger," talking about Blake. And then he continues saying, "And her coping mechanisms are just coffee." I don't know what that means. That means that she takes it really easy and, you know, she can, or I don't know. What does it mean to have coping mechanisms like coffee? Please let me know if you understand what it means. Which is amazing to me, because I don't know how I could hold what she holds and do it with her grace and strength. It's pretty profound, Ryan says about his wife. And then he says that she's always up for a self-deprecating quip. And then he says, "Let's not rush to judgment before all the facts are in." Okay, so what does that mean? So we haven't seen all the facts yet, according to Ryan Reynolds. Does that mean that they have facts that they've been hiding, that they didn't put in the lawsuit? Why are there more facts that they've been hiding? If they're so good, why not show the facts? That makes absolutely no sense. Why wouldn't you share all the facts in the first place? This is so idiotic. Yeah, I think we want to see all the facts too, Ryan, and we're waiting for the positions to see what people are saying so we can learn all the facts here. I don't think it's going to be in your favor, let's put it that way. Also, there were some photos that was disturbing to a lot of people with Demi Moore posing with Blake Lively at the Time 100 gala. And there's a story here in Daily Mail about this, where they're talking about how the two of them apparently had bonded and knew each other already. So they were talking there were pictures of them interacting with each other and looking like they were friends. And a source here is saying that this was not just a fake red carpet encounter. Although Blake and Demi don't hang out, they have been in touch. And it says here, Demi is supporting Blake and she finds it disturbing that she's getting so much hate. I don't think Demi Moore has put too much energy into actually reading up on this case. But Demi Moore came out in 2019 with a story that was pretty disturbing about how she had been SA. On a completely different level, of course, than what Blake is claiming. Demi used the R word of what happened to her back when she was a young kid. She claimed that her mother, Virginia King, would take her to bars to help get attention from men. And then she would return home to find an older man, an LA nightclub landlord and family friend named Val Dumas, and he R'd her. And she has said about this, she said, "If I were to look back, I would say I blinded myself and I lost myself." And this source says to Daily Mail that Demi didn't think people would believe her and she kept it inside for so long. I don't doubt that story by Demi Moore, but I think it's so sad that Blake is putting herself in that category with her. I mean, what happened to Blake, as we know, it's ridiculous. And that she is now like in the Me Too gang in Hollywood. It's like, no. I really hope that Demi Moore can read up about this and understand that she should not be hanging out with Blake Lively. She doesn't want to be in that company. But thankfully, Demi is one of the most 100 influential people in the world. And according to People magazine, also the most beautiful person in 2025. So she has everything going for her. Just drop Blake Lively, will you? Anyways, I was just talking about how Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were flying out to Wales and back again, and how he went to the UN just 4 weeks ago, I think it was, to sign a deal, and how he was committed to all these goals to keep soccer more sustainable. And his team has been criticized for flying private. That happened 4 days before he actually signed that deal at the UN. And now I feel like he signed a deal for his soccer team that they couldn't fly anywhere. I don't know if they have since then, but then that doesn't go for Ryan personally and privately when he goes to actually watch the games.
You know, there's a team in League One that takes a private plane to matches. Wrexham have become known around the world for their documentary series and celebrity owners who've thrown money at the team to send them climbing up through the leagues in recent seasons. And now they've chartered a private plane to take them to their match against fellow promotion chasers Wickham. And it's certainly terrible for the planet.
And the fact is, if Ryan and Blake were flying commercial, there would have been paparazzi pictures of them at JFK or Newark Airport or in Wales. Yeah, because here's a photo of Ryan at JFK. I think that was just after he had signed the deal with the UN, so he could show like, look at me, I am flying commercial. So that's what I mean. If they were flying commercial, there would have been photos. Someone would have taken a photo of them at the airport for sure. Also, someone sent me this little clip of Blake and Ryan together when they were promoting Green Lantern, and Blake told Ryan that she has a bodyguard.
But
you have a bodyguard?
Wow. I'm a huge deal.
Yeah, man. Wow.
I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a huge deal. She was jokingly saying that, but she thinks she's a big deal. And the thing is, when you look at these two together when they were promoting that movie, don't tell anyone that they were not dating at that point, that they had not had anything romantic going on between them. That's just like such BS. When you look at them together, the way they look at each other is like, yeah. But it's funny when you think about how Blake Lively was running around at the soccer game the other day. No bodyguard there, but she needs a bodyguard when she's on set shooting movies. It's a while ago since I told this story, but there was another actress who had a small part in one of her movies, and she said that there was a bodyguard following her everywhere, even though the set was closed and there were only actors and people working on the film that was present. But Blake was followed by a bodyguard, and there were other big stars there, and no one had a bodyguard. So anyways, thanks for watching, you guys, and please keep sending me tips. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please do, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode of Flawsome Talk. And I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.